Alright, so All-Star Weekend is quickly approaching, and the NBA just released the All-Star Reserves, and boy did they mess up this year. As always, this is of course my own opinion, and y'all might not agree with me, but these are the players who I think were the biggest All-Star snubs this year. First and foremost, we have to start with Devin Booker. Having played on one of the worst teams for the past 5 years, Devin Booker seems to never get the recognition that he deserves. And in my honest opinion, Devin Booker has been playing at an all-star level since his sophomore year. Now, I put all-star in quotations because if you compare his numbers from previous seasons to some all-stars this year, you can clearly see that he's been playing at an all-star level. Now, I mean no disrespect to any of these players because all of them are still incredibly talented, but come on, Devin Booker has been playing like an all-star since his second season in the league. To add insult to injury, this year is definitely the most outrageous. Although the Suns have come down to reality after an incredible start to the year, Devin Booker is still having a career season and solidifying himself as a superstar in the NBA. Devin Booker is top 10 in the league in terms of scoring, holds more win shares than players like Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell, and Trae Young, and posting career highs in box plus minus and PER. He is currently on pace to join an elite list of players to average at least 27 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds while shooting above 50% from the field. LeBron James, Larry Bird, the Big O, Stephen Curry, and Michael Jordan. Furthermore, if he continues playing at this level, at only 23 years old, he would be the youngest amongst these players. And like I said, although I feel like he has been a well-deserved All-Star candidate for the past few years, there's no doubt in my mind that he should have been selected this year. With that being said, even his peers recognize his tremendous talent, as players voted Booker as the 4th guard to come out of the West. I mean, sure, he's still a pretty atrocious defender, but real talk, let me know the next time somebody drops 70 points. Hopefully 2021 is good to him as he continues to look to be named an All-Star for the first time in his career. Next on the list is Bradley Beal. Yet another example of a player having a career season but not getting the respect he deserves due to the struggles of his team. You guys remember John Wall?
Who?
It's been over a year since John Wall has played in an NBA game due to injuries. But in his absence, Beal has been on a tear this season, posting career highs in both points and assists per game, as well as a career high in player efficiency rating. And sure, the Wizards are well below 500, but at the end of the day, a player shouldn't be judged by his team's success to have his own personal talent recognized. Beal is 5th in the league and 3rd in the East in scoring, and the first player in 35 years to average 28 points and not be selected as an All-Star. And just like Devin Booker, the players recognized his tremendous season as he finished 2nd in voting by his peers. No question, I'm taking Bradley Beal over Kemba Walker. Moving on, let's talk about Zach LaVine. Yet again, although the Bulls have been struggling this season, Zach LaVine has been dominant. Due to injuries to Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter, and Otto Porter Jr., Zach LaVine has been doing his best to try and carry the Bulls into a playoff spot. He's posting career highs in points, PER, and box plus minus. Zach LaVine has always been criticized because of his poor defense, and although it's not very good, his defensive plus minus is also at a career high, showing his improvement. When it comes to production and talent, Zach LaVine has definitely shown what he is worth, as his stats are very comparable to other All-Stars in the NBA this year. But obviously, playing on a team with a losing record often decreases your chances of being selected as an All-Star, and that seems to be what happened here. Now, before we get to the final player on this list, here are some honorable mentions of players I felt that, although are having pretty great seasons, it just wasn't comparable enough to other All-Stars and players on this list. First, Jaylen Brown. It's very easy to argue that Jaylen Brown has been more valuable to the Celtics this year, and he definitely has the potential to be selected as an All-Star multiple times in the future. But this year, his production has been decent compared to other players and thus doesn't make a strong enough case to be an All-Star. Second is DeMar DeRozan. Although he has been having a great season, averaging 23 points per game, yet again, it's only decent compared to other All-Stars from the West. My last honorable mention is Paul George, who also, despite having a great season, has missed almost half of the season due to injury. So to wrap up this list is Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns started off the season on fire and hasn't really slowed down. Averaging a career high of 27 points and PER of 27.6, his offensive production has been by far the best out of all the Western Conference frontcourt players selected over him. Although his defensive metrics are the complete opposite of his offensive capabilities, his overall talent is nearly unmatched by any other big men. Sure, we can talk about how Karl Anthony Towns hasn't won a game since November, and the Wolves are sitting near the bottom of the NBA, but in my opinion, Towns is the third best center in the league behind Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, and definitely deserved a spot on the All-Star roster this year. Anyways, that's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this year's All-Star selections and if there are any other players that deserve to be on the roster. And as always, until next time, stay tuned.